would like to share
That
some
invoice
information.
process ain't very good. I mean, we've looked at
Well,
some
but,
today that's...
but if you look at the policies, we can't just go pay something. We've got to have the invoices. They have to be checked back off. There's a process we have to go through. Ms. Bullard, you were wanting to say something?
Well, maybe we need to do this then, if that's a problem. Since it's different, everything's combined into one at O'Reilly's. Maybe every department needs an account with O'Reilly's in, and then they could keep up with their expenditures on their vehicles. But it's impossible for these department heads right now to keep up with what Walter spent, and Harvey spent, and Chief Earl, and Larry. And so why couldn't the police department open their own account up with O'Reilly's, the fire department open their own account up with O'Reilly's, and have a credit limit? Maybe not $2,500, but have a credit limit with their parts in each department instead of having it overall as a town. We ain't 500 people no more.
Yeah, but each department doesn't do the maintenance on the vehicle. That all goes through one department, and the costs are distributed out through the departments. Again, I would ask that the board give us time to make sure this is taken care of. And Ms. Bullard was wanting to say something, so I'll let her speak before I go any further.
We have a $2,500 credit limit at O'Reilly's. They also have, I believe, a $2,000 credit limit at AutoZone. And what we discussed, Harvey and I did, because he's over the public works who does the maintenance. Fluids and things can be bought at AutoZone because fluids are fluids. But if they want to do parts, they need to go to the O'Reilly's for the better parts. I mean, they're buying gauges, they're buying fluids, they're buying things that you could go to Walmart and buy if we had a credit on. But the $499 oil that they purchased from O'Reilly's threw them over. And we do pay our bills. As soon as we get that invoice in and we can match it to the statement, it is paid.
Okay, I've got a question.
Okay?
Okay, let's say that Chief Earl needs a vehicle worked on. He takes it to Public Works. The supervisor there says, hey, I went to get your part, but we're at our credit limit.
Then call me. Nobody calls me.
See, I'm trying to fix the problem. What are we going to do next time this happens? That's what my concern is. Not what happened in the past. Let's forget about that.
Call me.
Call.
I will take care of it. I will get Josh to do what he's got to do, or we can make that judgment call together and up that credit limit. But what happened before that the credit limit got raised is an employee went in and they said, well, you're over your credit limit. Well, I need it anyway. They just upped the credit limit. You can't do that. Employees cannot up credit limits.
I agree
It has
with
to
that.
be done through an authorized person.
I agree with that.
I do too. But so if he needed that part,
He would get that part.
if it happens next week, we're gonna get that part. And we're gonna get a part we put on one time. Because some of these parts places, mechanics will just tell you they get tired of putting them on. Yeah, they'll guarantee the part, but they don't pay you anything for labor. So then you're out a lot of money on junk parts. So it's a reason why people do business with certain people sometimes.
Well, if we would just get on the schedule of fluids and anything, other than parts, go to AutoZone and get them.
Well, head of the department should
Yeah,
you get with your employees on that.
we've had that discussion. And
I don't understand the difference. I know they don't work on them. I know they don't work on the vehicles, but what you're telling me is, so if the police department needs a part, they tell Public Works gets the part, and then Public Works bills the police department for the part?
Well,
No, the vendor bill.
AutoZone or O'Reilly's.
So the bill would have police cars, so then you would take it out of the police budget. Well, how would that make a difference then if every department had their own credit line? How would that change any money then?
It would just be more accounting and more things to keep up with. Now you go from one
How's it more
account.
accounting?
Well, because you go from one account to multiple accounts. They're not gonna put it all on one account.
But wouldn't it be easier to keep up with if every department, since they're budgeted by department? Okay, our whole budget is based, they're gonna do one, they're gonna have one for vehicle maintenance. He's gonna have one for vehicle, everybody's gonna have vehicle maintenance. So why wouldn't we include that in the budget for each department? Why would,
Well, they have a vehicle maintenance budget in their, line item in their budget, but it's the invoices and the accounts coming back in from the vendors. But again, we've managed this, as far as I know, it's only happened once. If it's happened multiple times, I'm not aware of it. And, you know, obviously we didn't communicate it back down to the chief as well as we should have, but this has been managed, I feel like. And if not, then we'll raise the credit limit. But other than that, you know, it is a process, and basically what happens is there's a problem with the car, they take it to Public Works, the mechanic gets in the car, figures out what's going on, and he goes and buys the parts and does the repairs or takes it where it needs to go. So at this point, board can direct us where they want, but I think that we've got this managed.
okay, I think we need to look at this budget time, y'all, and make sure that if vehicle maintenance is in there, then they ought to be able to just wreck a check for their part, and maybe that's the answer to it. Maybe we increase their budget for vehicle maintenance if they're going over, and then if they need a part for their thing, they can just get a PO number.
Can I clarify? It's not their budget that they're going over.
I understand, Mayor,
Yeah,
but I'm trying to fix a problem.
I know, but they're two different things, but the problem is taken care of, I assure you.
All right, I got one last thing to say. I think our West Junior High girls out here in Oakland won the state tournament in basketball.
They did.
And so let's recognize them girls. And maybe let's invite them so we can recognize them with some kind of proclamation. I think that's a pretty big deal, and I'd like to send them an invitation to come up here to the board meeting, and let's praise them for their accomplishment.
And there are only 6 girls on the team, and the team they played against had about 15 or 16 girls. They rotated one girl every time someone got tired. One little
It's
girl
amazing.
rotated.
I tell you what, I'm proud of them.
They played their hearts out.
Most definitely. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please? Motion by Alderman Rector, second.
Second.
All in favor?